Outdoor Pet Solutions. This is Adam. How can I help you? Oh. Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am. Yep. My pleasure. Thank you for calling. Uh-huh. Whoo, that customer was ticked off. Hey folks, it's Adam with Outdoor Pet Solutions. Got you in the van today. We're running some service calls, and I just took a phone call from a individual who was very, very upset, frustrated, angry, and they were venting to me, hoping that I could solve their problem. And the reason I wanted to jump on here and make a quick video to share that conversation a bit with you is to help you avoid that situation that they're in if you happen to be starting the process of hiring a local provider in your area to install an electronic dog containment system. If you're looking to hire a local provider, the first thing you probably do is you hop on Google and you type in the search bar something along the lines of invisible dog fence installer or invisible dog fencing. And if you do that, you need to keep in mind that those terms are actually trademarked and they're owned by Invisible Fence brand or Invisible Fence Incorporated. And so when your search results pop up, more than likely you're going to pull that company up. But below them, you will see other providers in your area to choose from that are offering this type of dog fencing solution. Providers such as Dog Watch, Dog Guard, Pet Stop, and if you're lucky, a few independent contractors that are offering the service as well. So when you start researching these companies, and you might have them narrowed down based on Google reviews and customer feedback, there are some important questions you need to be asking these companies before you sign up with them so that you fully understand what you're actually purchasing. And this will help eliminate the frustrations that this customer that called me on the phone is having. So when you reach out to these companies, most of the big name companies, they're going to want to schedule an on-site sales appointment with you. Where they'll come out, measure your yard, meet your dog, and sit down with you and explain their service and product. And typically these appointments will have a little bit of that high pressure because the salesman's going to want to close the deal with you before he leaves. So when you reach out to these companies on the phone before scheduling those appointments, be sure to ask these particular questions. That way it will help you narrow it down even more, and by the time you actually have someone come out to do an on-site quote, you'll have a much better idea of who you're going to be moving forward with. And some of these companies, like myself, offer online quotes or over-the-phone quotes or via email. And so there's technology today that allows us to zoom in on your property and take measurements remotely and then email you a quote. And then that way you don't have to take time out of your day for one of those high pressure sales appointments, and you can find out immediately how much this is going to cost and what the service entails. And that's how I prefer to run my business, because quite frankly, I'm a one-man band, and so I don't have time to go out on sales appointments. Most of my time is spent going out on service calls and installations. So what are some of the questions you should be asking these companies on the front end? Well, one of the frustrations that this customer was experiencing was the system that was installed for them is locked down. And this is common for a lot of these big name companies. They will install a system that you are unable to make adjustments to. And the reason they do this is so that you have to call them up, schedule a service appointment, and they'll send a technician out for a fee, of course, to make these adjustments for you. It's just a way for them to create ongoing revenue. And they justify this by saying that they don't want the customer monkeying around with the adjustments. And I find that to be a bit nonsense, because these systems are all pretty simplistic to operate. And the equipment that I install is clearly labeled on how to make these adjustments and how to make them responsibly. Because again, being a one-man band, I don't have time to go out on a bunch of service calls just to turn a dial. I think that's nonsense, and it's a waste of money for the customer. So that's the first question I would ask, is how user-friendly is the fence system, and are you able to make adjustments on your own, or are you forced to have to make a service call appointment with them each and every time? And the second aggravation this customer was experiencing were the disposable batteries that go in the fence collar that she had to continually order from the company. A lot of these big name companies will come out and install these fence systems for you, and then they will sign you up for a battery subscription plan. This is where you'll have to order batteries for your collars every so often. And these batteries are proprietary, meaning they're the only ones you can get the batteries from. So the prices tend to be a bit inflated. I, of course, think the battery replacement plans are complete nonsense, especially this day and age when we have electric cars using rechargeable batteries that are driving down the road. It's complete nonsense that you would have a disposable battery in your fence collar instead of a rechargeable one. So the fence systems I install all include rechargeable fence collars to eliminate that ongoing expense for our clients. So that's the second question you need to be asking these local providers, if whether or not they're providing collars that are rechargeable or require a disposable battery that you're going to be forced to purchase through them. And the third aggravation that was the straw that broke the camel's back for this customer was the degrading customer service after the installation. It was taking an enormous amount of time to get a technician to come out to handle any of these issues for them, and they were getting sick and tired of waiting 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks for the technician to arrive. From what I understand, some of these bigger name corporate owned companies have decided to buy out their dealerships, and now they're trying to serve their customers remotely from the corporate office. And by doing so, the level of service has really tanked. And recently I've been getting more and more phone calls with these aggravated customers asking for relief. So I can certainly come out and service these dog fences even though they're not my branded equipment. I can repair the wire, I can replace surge units, things like that. But when it comes to the collar and the transmitter itself, I can't supply that because I'm not a dealer for those branded systems. So ultimately, more often than not, the customer decides to switch over to our system, which eliminates the disposable battery game, as well as provide a system that is clearly labeled and easy to use. And typically I can get to my customers within just a couple of days as compared to weeks on end with the other companies. So when you reach out to those local providers in your area, be sure to ask, how is the after installation service? Does it take weeks for them to come out to fix a problem? Or are they going to be readily available and be able to get to you within just a few days? So if you happen to live in the Middle Tennessee, Nashville area, and you're considering a local electronic dog fence installer, be sure to check out my website at outdoorpetsolutions.com. There's a free quote button at the top of the page that you can click and enter in your information. I'll be happy to pull your property up, take some measurements, and email you a quote as soon as possible. But if you're researching these types of dog fencing systems and you're considering installing it yourself, I also offer a complete do-it-yourself kit that includes all the same commercial grade fencing components that I use for my customers here in Middle Tennessee. Not only does it come with all that great equipment, it also includes my detailed step-by-step installation guide showing you exactly how I install it like a professional, as well as my complete gentle approach training program to teach your dog their new boundaries. It's the same training program that I teach my customers here in Middle Tennessee. And if you happen to be in the same boat as that unhappy customer that called me on the phone, and you're looking to swap out your system and use the same wire that you already have installed, I offer the OPS 1000 dog fencing kit without wire. So you can easily swap out your transmitter and collar and eliminate those disposable batteries and have a system that is a lot more user-friendly. Plus, when you order from me, you'll get my unlimited support via phone, text, or email, and I'll be happy to walk you through every step of the way of installation as well as training your dog. I'll include a link down in the description to those fencing kits, and the pricing you see online includes ground shipping direct to you via UPS. I hope this video was helpful to you in arming you with the right questions to be asking these providers before you sign the dotted line. And as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye.